Hey guys, it's Winnie. I hope you guys are having an amazing Saturday. I see that there are people out there, so say hi if you like to. This is going to be a very quick live, but I missed you guys on Thursday. Typically, I do a live on Thursday night, but yeah, I missed y'all. So I want to come out today and say hello. And I have some new information to share. But as people are coming on, I'm going to take a moment to just brag on the fact that we had a fun boot camp. It was the Sunday through Wednesday, and it was informational. You know, people were able to ask their questions and go through the boot camp. And I think that that is one of the best tools that I put out there as a resource if you want to get your credit on point. I would like to start another boot camp this Sunday, but most likely probably not going to do that. So, comment and let me know if you're interested in a boot camp, because it really is a valuable thing to do. Hi, Miss Roz. Miss Roz, I don't know what happened with the mastermind. I don't know what's going on, but I have a recording, and I will definitely send that to you. So I apologize for that, but it was an amazing meeting. So that will be my little second announcement, that I did a mastermind on Meetup. I have a group, Generational Wealth, and Miss Roz, for some reason, wasn't able to join in, but we did have people in there, and it was, to me, it was lit. It was, we exchanged energy and good information, good information. And so it was a beautiful thing, but it has been recorded. So I will send that to Miss Roz, because Miss Rosalind, so that she can have that information. So successful boot camp this week. We definitely have done the mastermind. So that's a beautiful thing. But what else am I going to jump in today? So you guys know about Experian Boost. So I found out about a company that will allow you to add your utilities, etc., to your Transunion file. So a lot of times I've mentioned to you how if you used Experian Boost, I did a video on it. It's a great way to add your utilities and add credit history, etc. But you can have a lopsided report. This is a way to kind of balance that out. So for Transunion, you would go to creditbuilderservice.com, and I actually put that in the description. So you can look there and you'll see, and you can click on the link. And it is a $24.95 payment, one-time payment, and then it will pick up your utilities, and it will add that to your credit profile. So if you are a person who has added Experian Boost, this will balance things out for you if you go ahead and add the Transunion, utilities and all that to your Transunion profile as well. So that is a little pearl that I think is amazing. And this company that I've stumbled on, they are amazing. So in the mastermind, one of the things we talked about is just being around like-minded people, making sure that you're always elevating yourself and pulling one another up. Yes. All right, Miss Rosalind. But and the biggest thing is, I like that they don't only do that. They don't only do the Transunion Boost, but welcome to the new people that have popped on. Transunion, and they didn't name it Transunion Boost. I'm calling it Transunion Boost because Experian is different, and Experian has its own little separate boost program where you get about a 13-point boost. Most people will get a 13-point boost if they sign up with Experian Boost. For this, you go to creditbuilderservices.com. It is in the description box. I am not affiliated. I'm just sharing information with you. If you want to balance your accounts out and you want to add your utilities to your credit profile, your Transunion credit profile, why is that a benefit? let me give you the benefit, and I'll tell you what the negative could possibly be, the advantages and the disadvantages. The advantage is that if you already have added Experience Boost, you'll now add it to TransUnion, so it will balance out better for you. The other advantage is if your TransUnion score is already pretty strong and it's your strongest score, you may go back to the last video I did on the channel where I shared with you real results. And in that video, you saw where initially that TransUnion score was the quickest to pop. So if you add payment history, long-term payment history to that profile, then that score is going to be stronger. And you just want, even if one of the scores is stronger, that's going to help you and it's going to benefit you, in some cases, because sometimes they'll take the higher score, or they'll take the median score, the score that's in the middle. So that is just something that I'm sharing with you guys. It is a one-time fee of $24.95. Again, I'm not affiliated with them at all. I'm just sharing this information. So now, the other point I want to share with you guys is, so if you're trying to invest and you're just not sure, or you really don't know how to jump into investing, I've been part of mastermind groups, and this is another important reason why you want to do that as well. And I'm a part of a group called it's Bell. I'll just give you the acronym, and I put the link in the description. So what you can do is you can jump in and play virtually with $10,000. There's some groups that do $10,000, some groups that have $100,000 or games. I also put a link where you can see training as far as the simulator, and you're in and you're actually trading, but you're trading with virtual money. And the beauty of that is you get to learn I was about to say the credit game, the investing game through this simulator on Investopedia. But I'm a part of two groups. You may see me in a couple of those groups, the Bell Stock group, and then I'm a part of another group, and I'm in there as Winnie the Billionaire. And you can invite people in. I think the beauty of that is you can invite your young people. So I'm going to invite my son, my 23-year-old, my 18-year-old, and invite people into the group so that they can play as well, and they can learn the credit game and the investing game. And what happens is you're trading, and there's a 15-minute lag time versus the real stock market. But to me, that's still amazing. I think it's an amazing thing, and it's free. So you guys join that as well. Dip into the description and click on that and jump into learning how to trade stock. And it's free to do it. So, but anyway, that's really what I have for you guys today. I don't have a ton. I hope you guys are enjoying the series. I've done part 1 and part 2 as far as disputing behind the scenes. Y'all know I'll be getting my hands on information, and I got my hands on this webinar that shares how an FCRA attorney is teaching our data furnishers, which are just the banks, our mortgage financiers, loan financiers, car loan financiers, etc., how to handle our disputes. What better information can you get in order to be armed with the information you need to move forward? So, and information that will help you to see how they're thinking from their perspective. So stay tuned for the next couple of days. I'll have the third part of that webinar because it was 75 minutes, so I didn't want to drop everything at one time. I've cut it up into different chunks, but I think like part 2, where it was talking about how she gave the legal requirements, y'all. I mean, you can't get better than that, seriously. So when you look at that, that's great information for you. So what I will ask is that you share this channel. I will ask that you like the channel. Why? The reason why is because I'm not making $1 off of this. However, if you share it, what happens is more people are exposed to the information. And why I care about that is just because as a person that cares about people, I want more people to have the information. I get pissed about the fact that people don't have the information to be able to be successful. And that's what spurs me on. That's what motivates me to do this. It's not about, because I haven't made a dime on this YouTube channel. And it's not about making a dime on the YouTube channel. What it's about is sharing information so that we can all grow and learn from it. And that is truly my heart, and how I feel about it. So I say share the information so that people know. Like, people need to understand this information because it's not hard. And because I talk to people all the time and I listen to their stories, I think if they had just known this piece of information, their whole lives could be different. Their whole life could be different. And because of that, that's why I'm so passionate about it. And then I don't really worry about, are you going to make income from this one little video? I don't worry about, are you going to make income from sharing information? I really share information, and I know that what I put out is what I'm going to get back. So when you plant a rose, you're going to get a rose back. Whatever energy you put out into the world is what you're going to get back for the most part. There are things that sometimes we cannot control, and there's sometimes where things will happen to us, but we have to take those things as opportunities to learn and grow. There's a place in our souls, our spirits, that we need to learn and grow from that. So, but anyway, I'm preaching. But anyway, so let me go back to the Investopedia, and I'll share with you a screen. So if you take a look, this is where you would sign in. So once you click on the link in the description box, you'll see this, and you see that it's free to sign up. And it took me literally 2 minutes to sign up. And then you join a group. I'm part of the Bell group. I'm part of another group. That's Winnie the Billionaire. And it's just a simulation. I've actually been trading stock for a long time. I started trading stock back in 2009, 2010 is when I started trading stock. And, I made money. I made some money. One of my favorite stock, and I've just jumped back into it, is Travelzoo. So Travelzoo is right now about $14. Back when I bought it in 2009, it was $7, and then it went up to $25. I sold and got out of it. Then it went up to $81. It went back down to $16. So that is the nature of the stock market. It's cyclical. That's why you have day traders who pop in, pop out. That's why Investopedia, simulator, is an excellent tool if you want to learn trading and you want to get into learning about options and shorts and all those different things. So I'm going to stop talking a little bit, and anybody, if you have questions, and then I'll pop off, because tonight my daughter is going to prom, and I'm going to help her to get her life together. And I still have to finish. Winnie is a Jill of all trades. I still have to baste. Y'all old school people know what that means. Baste the bottom of her dress, because she's a shorty. She's a shorty. And the dress is a little bit longer. So I already basted it, not basted it, but I already pinned it up or whatever. But I just have to finish that process of basting it. It's ironed and all that stuff. So she'll be leaving in a few hours for that. But something else I want to share about the mastermind that I just had. It was good. I'm pumped up. That's why I'm talking so fast, y'all, because it's exciting to be able to talk to like-minded people. And it's also exciting to talk to people who can pull you up, and you can pull them up as well in different areas. So always be looking for opportunities to grow yourself, Thank you, Ms. Rosalind. Yes, and let me tell you something. The young man is a nice young man. He is such a He's such a nice young man. But I'm still watching them. I'm still okay. So I have her on Life 360, so I can see the car driving down the street. I can see if the car stops. She has to be home before midnight. The prom is over at 11. So okay. But he and I are on the same page. Matter of fact, he and I I'll pull him in to help me to help her because she's not as money savvy as I am. She's 15 and she just got a job. Now she doesn't start the job until the end of May, but she just was like, "Mom, they gonna take taxes?" She's like, "They gonna take taxes from a 15-year-old?" I'm like, yes, ma'am." And then I was letting her know she was going to say 50%. And she's like, 50%? That's too much. So I sat down with them and I was like, all right, I'm not going to say his name, but I was like, how much money do you save from your job? He's like, I save most of my check. I'm like, talk to your friend over here. So she's going to be fine. She's going to have a great time. I made sure her shoes, though. I made sure that her shoes were on point. I made sure there were shoes. It was so cute. We went shopping for shoes last night. I was like, dance. I need you to dance in the aisle. So I made her dance because there's no point in going to a dance and your feet hurt. So I made her run around, the little store, and I made her dance because I want her to go and have a wonderful time because we want our children to have a wonderful time, but we also want them to be saving. We also want them to be building good credit, and we also want them to be building an investments all around, like, I always talk about. And like I said, it was an amazing Zoom call that we did earlier, the mastermind, because we really dove deep into building business credit, which I don't really talk about that much, but we dove a little bit deep into that, and we're going to do that more frequently on those calls because it's a little bit more intimate than on YouTube. So but yeah, I love you, Miss Rosalind. And I'm so sorry that you weren't able to be on the actual call, but I'll definitely send you the recording. I'll pull it together tonight, while I'm waiting. Excuse me, I'm burping. While I'm waiting on my daughter to get back home before midnight, I'll pull that call together and share that with you. And then we'll go from there, and we'll do the next call here really soon because we're going to dive even deeper. But it was chock full of information, full of exactly how to build business credit. So, and obviously there's a lot that goes into it, but there was enough that, people are like, okay, I need to do boom, 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 boom. So, all right, Miss Rosalind. Well, I am going to get off of here. I know that people are busy. It's Saturday evening, but I know that I missed Thursday, and I'm not sure what happened. We were supposed to do a Zoom call on Thursday, but I didn't get any RSVP. So if you are a person that is an AYNC member, let me know if you got the message. I feel like some people got the message because I put a video in there and I looked and saw that there were some views. There were multiple, a lot of people viewed it, but people didn't RSVP. And I understand that because that's a time, sometimes you just can't get on. So I'm just confused because some people didn't get the message, but then I see that people viewed a part of what I put into the message. So I'm just confused as to why it didn't go through. So what I'm going to do is try to make sure to maybe send it at an earlier time because I did send it Thursday morning as opposed to sending it like maybe on Wednesday or Tuesday so people have enough time to respond, because what we're going to be doing with the Zoom lives, as I mentioned before, is making sure that we're answering questions. My business model is very different. I prefer to give you case studies and go through those different things and share that information. And we'll definitely have it to where you can ask your questions. You just raise your hand, it's muted, you ask your questions, and then we go from there. But I want everybody's questions to be answered. I want everyone to be successful, and I want everybody to achieve their goals. And I'm like, why do I feel so much pressure to that? Like, I feel so much pressure for people to be successful and achieve their goals. But that's just something that God has put inside of me, and I'm going to go with it. And I put in the community tab frustration. Embrace the frustration, because that's your brain growing. That's where you're not stagnant. You're not staying in a place of complacency. Embrace you being, you're mentally tired, because if you're mentally tired, I'm not saying embrace it from the standpoint of, live there. What I'm saying is, if you're working through things and you feel mentally tired, then just go with that, especially if it is something that you're working towards your future, and you have to evaluate that in yourself. You have to determine if that's something that's important for you. You know the difference. Y'all know the difference. You know the difference between struggling over something that is worth it versus struggling over something that's crazy. Start evaluating yourself. Like, pay attention to yourself. Pay attention to how you feel about different things, I know when I'm struggling over something crazy, and then I release that immediately. But if I'm struggling over a business idea, or I'm struggling over, I don't know the process to move forward, that's a different struggle. And that's a struggle I'm willing to embrace. That is and let's use a better word than struggle. That is a mental process that I'm willing to embrace, because I know that the people who push through that are going to be successful. It's the people who decide, I don't have time. Those are the people that, just continue to live the same life. And I don't want to live the same life. I want to make sure that I'm moving forward, and that I'm always an example for my children of pressing forward, and for myself, and I'm doing that, and I'm proud of myself for that. My kids are so cute. They think I'm amazing, and they think I'm so intelligent. I'm like, your mama crazy. Your mama will be trying to get out the car with a seatbelt on. And they're like, no, mom, we've never known anybody that's so, like, their minds that thinks the way you think. And I'm like, babe, I'm crazy. I still have challenges and things like that. But what a wonderful thing that my children think that I'm so hyper intelligent. But it's not that, I walk around doing that. It's just, like, telling them that. It's because what they see me doing. And even though I don't see it, they see it. So a man doesn't have to walk around telling you he's a man. He's a man. A woman doesn't have to walk around telling you she's a woman. She's a woman. So I say all of that to say that work on yourself. When you're so hyper focused on working on moving forward in your life, people are looking at you, especially you young people, and those people are important. I don't know if I said it. Why are you laughing, Miss Russell? But I don't know if I shared this on this call. I know I shared it I'm just responding to Miss Rosalind. I know that I shared it on another on the call that we just were on, and I was like, at the end of the day, like, these kids, we have to share with them. Yeah, sorry, y'all. Okay, I'm supposed to be putting up this stuff on the screen. There we go. That's why Miss Ross was laughing at me, because she's like, me getting out the car with the seatbelt on. I've done a lot of crazy things, y'all. Let me tell y'all something else I did that was crazy. When I was little, I was like 14 years old. I was like dancing in the shower. I jumped up on the shower curtain thing, and the whole shower curtain thing just fell down. I just fell in the tub. And I was talking to my mom about this yesterday, and she's like, baby, you still smart. It doesn't mean you're not smart. It just means, we just all do silly things, and we have to just embrace that part of ourselves and be okay with it. But my kids, they think I am so silly, but they also know, they're like, oh my gosh, your mom, you're so smart. And I appreciate that. I think that's a sweet thing. This is what I was going to tell you guys. So an important thing that I am teaching my oldest son, he's 23. I'm going to put Miss Raj laughing. My oldest son, who's 23. So what we're working on, he's in South Carolina. South Carolina is one of the 3 hottest markets for real estate. So what we're working on is I told him he needed to buy a house. He needed to buy a house immediately. He needs to purchase a multi-family house. He's in the military. He won't have to pay taxes. If he buys a multi-family house with 3 to 4 units, he'll live in one of those units. The other 3 to 4 units, other 3 units would pay for his portion of the mortgage because of the rents that they would be paying. So that is a huge thing. If you have a young person that has the ability to purchase property, allow them to do that. With an FHA loan, they're paying 3.5% down, and then they're moving in and and the rents for the other parts of the property are paying for their rent. And then they walk away. They only have to live in the property for 1 year with an FHA loan. So with an FHA loan, they only have to live on the property for 1 year. And then my son will then have a rental property because he'll leave the property and rent out that 4th space, 3rd space, 2nd space, whatever. And then he has bought or got into the real estate investing market. So this is what we need to be teaching our young people. He's 23. I need him to be a millionaire. Well, I don't need him. I'm coaching him to be a millionaire by 25. And this is how you do it, by making those kinds of choices and decisions. So, all right, guys, I'm going to jump off of here if I don't have any questions, any credit questions. So just a quick wrap up of the credit portion, because I know I bring so many different things to the table with my channel. But creditbuilderservices.com, look in the description, and you'll be able to add for $24.95, just a one-time fee. And I'm not affiliated with these people. I'm just sharing information with you. And it's similar to Experian Boost. And it will allow you to add your utilities so that you can boost that Transunion score. And it will kind of level out the playing field and just boost your score there. Investopedia Simulator. If you are wanting to start to learn how to invest and you're like, I don't want to invest in the market, I don't know what to do, there are 2 links below for that will allow you to invest virtual money in the in the real estate market. I'm sorry, in the stock market, but you're really investing virtual money, and it's 15 minutes behind. It's a game, etc. I'm in there as Winnie the Billionaire. You can invite friends into it to see how you manage money or manage your stock that way. So you want to do that. And then there is also a link where you can see where it kind of breaks down. Investopedia breaks down their simulator and some stock tips. So that link is down below as well. So that is the second tip. The other third point is pay attention to the part 1. Part 2 has come out as far as the behind the scenes of how creditors or data furnishers are handling our disputes. Knowing that information, knowledge is power, especially when applied. So pay attention, check out part 1, part 2, part 3 will drop tomorrow or Monday, where you'll hear the rest of the, more of the 75-minute webinar that the FCRA attorney is sharing with data furnishers about how to handle our disputes. I think part 2 was super powerful because, again, it talks about the legal requirements. If that's not empowering for you, I don't know what is. What else? We had an excellent boot camp, so that was cool. Additionally, if you want a boot camp, drop it in the links below or in the comments below. What else? I think that's about it, y'all. So I think I'm going to jump off if I don't have any other questions. Um, I'm looking to see if there are any other questions. It looks like I have a new comment. Paula. Hi, Paula. Yes, absolutely. And Paula, one of the things that Robert Kiyosaki says is that when you can't say, I can't do this, you have to say, how can I do this? So I'm definitely doing my very best to, put this and pour into my children so that they can be better. You know what I'm saying? They can achieve goals that are far beyond what I've achieved. They know that when I pass away, they better do something. They better do something. Hi, William. Um, but yeah, so the goal for me is to create passive income for myself so that I can continue to spread love. But the goal for the ultimate goal is when I pass on is that my children will live beyond that. So we've already had the conversations. I have a nice, significant, I was about to say huge, life insurance policy. They know you're not going to buy stuff. Don't buy stuff. Buy a business. You know what I'm saying? Hi, Paula, again. Thank you, the Pasha J. I appreciate that. I do. I really do. William, Transunion has been a problem. What can you do about them? So I shared earlier, and I've shared throughout. So I'm so sorry for those of you who have been here, or if you're watching this, it's a playback. It's repetitive. I apologize, but in the description box, I put a link. Creditbuilderservices.com will allow you to add your utilities, kind of like Experian Boost, so that way you can boost that score. Now, I've been having success. Now, how have I had success with people? And you may have seen on the channel and the people that I work with is using the laws. You have to use the law. So watch like the part 1 and part 2 of my behind the scenes disputing, Metro 2 compliance, making sure you're documenting, making sure that you understand the laws. Part 2 tells you, the attorney tells you the legal requirements. I mean, you can't get any better than that. And if they're not following those requirements, you have to document along the way. You have to be your own financial planner. You have to have binders, folders, everywhere, whatever you need to do to where you're making sure when you're in the disputing process that you're following along with what their legal requirements are. Part 2, watch part 2 on this channel and you'll see an attorney is telling you. I'm not telling you. I'm letting you hear it from the horse's mouth talking to your data furnishers. So let's see. Thank you, Paula. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Paula. Yeah. All you can do is do the best that you can, because your children are going to make their own choices. I probably shared already, and you may not have been here, but my daughter, she just got a job. She's 15. She's my youngest child. Now, she has heard me talk about saving. She has heard me talk ad nauseum. She was like, what's ad nauseum? I'm like, getting on my nerves. She has heard me talk about ad nauseum saving. She has, all of my children have dividend reinvestment plans, drip accounts. So they have all of that going for them. But she gets her new job. Her dad helped her get a job. It will start after school, at the end of May. Today, she comes in my room and she's like, Mom, I'm going to have this much money. I'm like, no, you're not. Uncle Sam has this much. She's like, they're taking taxes out of my money. They're going to take taxes from a 15-year-old. I say, yes, baby, they are taking taxes from everybody. But it was so cute because today the realization hit her that she is going to have to pay taxes. The other thing is I told her that she was going to be putting 50% in savings. And she stared at me, and she's a Disney princess. She is like the epitome of a Disney princess, very delicate, very, and she stared at me so hard, like, I already have plans for my money. And I'm like, no, boo, you putting 50% in savings. You don't have bills. You don't have bills. You put 50, and all of that money is yours, but you are going to learn the discipline of it. And this is a child that has grown up around me and has seen me live my life and seen what I do. Now, my oldest son is different because they all have different personalities. My oldest son has tens of thousands of dollars saved, and he's in a different mindset. My middle son is a little bit different. He's got, he got a little money saved. He's got like $5,000 saved. He's 18. But my daughter, she wants to buy 17 shades of a hair scrunchie in lavender. And I'm like, girl, no, you're not going to be a consumer. I'm like, that's not what we're going to do. I said, what we're going to do here in this household, you're going to save 50%. And then if you decide when you leave my household to do something different, it's not because you have not been taught. So sometimes we just have to allow our children to be who they are. But at the same time, she's going to do what I tell her to do while she's here. But she's going to see the benefit of that because she's only 15. And by the time she leaves in 3 years and she sees that nice, fat, juicy bank account, she's gonna be like, Mom, I appreciate you. And you understand? And you just have to put your foot down. She was staring at me. I'm like, you want to fight? Like, what you gonna do? So that is how that works. So what are the negatives and positives about Boost? Okay, so the positives are that the payment history. So payment history on your credit profile, that's the fuel. So payment history, when you look at that FICO wheel, and I'm going to put the FICO wheel next time, but payment history is the top category at 35%. You get 192.5 points. That's why people who get Experian Boost will see a 13-point increase in their FICO score, because they're adding up to, like past payment history, especially if you add your rental history, it's adding time and history of on-time payments, and that is fuel. The negatives of adding a Boost or something like what I'm introducing to you guys, as far as the new Transunion information that I saw with creditbuilderservices.com, is that they're connected to your bank account. So, you have to connect your bank account, so that leaves you a little bit vulnerable. But most times you can do things to protect yourself. There's a couple of things you can do. You can, when you know that you're in a season where you're not purchasing anything, you can freeze your accounts. When you know you're about to go out and buy something, unfreeze the accounts. That's a way you can protect yourself. Another way is I have an affiliation with, I don't have an affiliation with this Transunion account that I was mentioning, creditbuilderservices.com, but I am a partner with Smart Credit. So with Smart Credit, you get a $1 million identity fraud insurance policy that covers your whole family and everything. So if anything were to go down, because there are credit breaches all the time, y'all. I think like a couple of years ago, y'all saw the Capital One credit breach, and then there was an Equifax credit breach, and they get your information and they will sell your information. And then the better your credit score gets, the more at risk you are for your credit profile to be stolen. And I know most people that are listening to this, you have seen it. I've seen it. It's happened to me, obviously. And if you have a $1 million identity fraud insurance policy, that just protects you. So if anything went down, and that covers my brokerage account, so my stock, my 401k, my bank accounts, if I have to go get a new insurance and it costs me $10 to do that, they're going to cover all of that. And it's a real policy. But the first way to do that is when you know you're not in the process and you know you're not buying anything at that time, you can lock and freeze your profile. And all you have to do is you can call the credit bureaus or you can go onto their websites, and then you can just freeze your accounts for temporarily. And then you can call using the PIN and unfreeze them when you know you're ready to go buy a house or a car. Because remember, once you establish a strong profile where you have multiple installment loans and you have multiple revolving accounts, you don't need anything else. You don't need anything else outside of that because you want to protect your credit age. So I hope that helps. I hope that answer helps, William. And thank you for being here, you guys. I appreciate y'all. I'm going to say again that I did a generational wealth call earlier, and it was lit. It was lit. We shared such amazing information around real estate, cryptocurrency, how to build a business, how to build business credit, get around people that are like-minded. Right now, millionaires will be made during this time in all of those areas. Let you be one of them. Let yourself be one of them. Don't sit out. Scared money doesn't make any money. So the purpose of All You Need Credit is build credit so that you can build the life that you want. We're not here to just exist and be an autopilot. We're here to live abundantly and to share our gifts and our talents with other people. So the best way to do that is to get good credit. I got great credit, but one of the problems I have been noticing is to drop your credit by 5 to 25% based on how much you use. Yes, exactly. Because available credit, that second category, is worth 30% of your score or 165 points. But it is also the most significant spot because payment history is worth 192.5 points at 35%. However, you can't affect that as quickly as you can paying or using your credit. So that's why available credit, your revolving accounts, is the place where you really want to focus on mastering first. That's where you'll see the best return on your investment. So for example, you're saying that how much you use, 5 to 25%, you'll see a more than that drop if you don't keep your balance below 7%. You want your balance to be between 1 to 7% utilization. So if you have a $200 card, you want by the statement date that you have only a balance of $2 to $14. $2 to $14 is 1 to 7% of $200. So you never want to be outside of that. You want to consistently be paying it to 1 to 7%. So you've just asked a question, do you always pay full balances? No. Leaving 1% is better to the algorithm. The FICO and the Vantage scoring model, they love to see you have a tiny balance. And I know that's crazy because we were taught to not have debt. But you have to have debt in order to have good credit. But I always call it good debt. And what is good debt? Good debt is if you have a mortgage, if you have a car loan that's under control, or you have a credit builder type of account, like with your credit unions or with Credit Strong or Self-Lender. Those are your installment loans, and you need those. You also need your revolving accounts, like what William is talking about. But do you pay those balances down to zero? No, because when you pay them down to zero for some reason, and you let them sit that way, and they're always reporting at zero, for some reason, FICO and Vantage, the two major scoring models, feel like you don't know how to manage credit. They're like, you scared. Scared money don't make no money. So they like to see where you leave a teeny balance. That's why I say 1 to 7%. So for example, I love using Crystal, a young lady. She has an 825 credit score, and that was as of December. She may be higher now, but she has $70,000 in available credit, but her balance is $700. That's exactly 1%. Her score would maybe be 820 if she had a zero balance. You want to use the card every single month in some way. You want to assign a duty to each one of your cards as far as a bill, like put a bill on it that you would pay anyway. I know so many smart people use a sticky note or like a sticker and put it on the back of each card and say, this is my gas card. This is my, my, car note card or my car insurance. And then you pay it right back down, but you leave 1%. Yes, ma'am, Paula. Utilization is so critical. It's even though on-time payments is 35% at 192.5 points. Utilization at 30% with 165 points is even more important. Like keeping that utilization where you need it to be is super important. By the statement closing date, that is the date that it reports your balance to the credit bureaus. Did you see the photo of the houses, and can FHA play a part to start building? I did see the photos of the houses, and yes, I think, especially I think you're amazing. I think you already have a great plan in place. I want you to watch the Zoom call from earlier. I'll send that to you a little bit later this evening. Check it out. Check out the Zoom call, and then we'll talk and set up time to talk so we can move to the next step. As far as you building there, the biggest thing as far as building for you is finding someone that is, finding a contractor or finding a builder that's going to come out to your area. But the houses, that's perfect. Building one or two of those for you, that's perfect. That would be only on credit cards, correct? So that's only on credit cards. On your monthly notes, on your monthly installment plans, and installment loans versus revolving accounts, the difference is with installment loans, you're paying a set amount each and every month, and you're, for a finite amount of time. With a revolving account, you're paying based on how much you spend, and you have this amount, this limit, and then you can spend within that limit. That's the only difference. FICO, Vantage, they want to see you have a balance of those. And that's where credit mix comes in, where you get 55 points just for having a balance of those types of accounts. That's why if you pay off a car note and you see your credit score drop, it's because you've lost an installment account and you don't have enough on board to maintain the level that FICO likes you to see. Or likes to see, which would be around 2 to 3 installment loans and a minimum of 3 revolving accounts. So yeah, that would only be on your credit cards where you want to make sure that there's a 1 to 7% balance. On your installment loans, I tell people all the time, if you're about to go buy a house or even in life, period, you want an installment loan that's paying consistently. You want one because that's fuel for your credit. If you have nothing reporting, you have what they call a thin profile, and they don't have anything there's nothing filling up that top spot for you. Installment loans fill up that top spot for you. Your credit cards fill up that second spot for you, and you want to keep the balances low, and you never want to close a credit card. Exactly. Like your car note, a personal loan, a mortgage, a secured loan that you get at your credit union, a Credit Strong account, or a self-lender account. Credit Strong, self-lender, they are credit building companies that if you get an account with them, so for example, with Credit Strong, you can get an account with them for $15 for 10 years. But 13 or so of those dollars are going into a savings account for you. So it's still your money. Like I was trying to tell my daughter, it's still your money, but it's building your credit because it's reporting to the credit bureaus every month. And all it's showing is you know how to make on-time payments, and it just builds your credit up. And the consistency of that is important. I bought my wife a new ring and my score. Oh no, don't blame it on your wife. First of all, nice that you bought her a new ring, but it depends on how did you do it. If you did it by, tell us a little bit more, William. How did you do it? Did you open up a new account? Because if you opened up a new account, that will drop your credit score. If you bought her a ring and then it increased, but you know what? It sounds like what happened is you bought her a new ring on an account you already had. It increased your balance, and therefore it increased your utilization. And whenever your utilization increases, your score is going to drop. But the beauty of that is, William, once you pay that back down, your score will rebound. But yay for the new ring. K Jewelers. So I know you paid a pretty penny. Yeah. So let's say you have an account with K Jewelers at $5,000 and it's always been open. It was a zero balance. And now you want to, max that out. Now you are at 100% utilization, and anything above 30% utilization, anything above, here you go, asking what percentage, anything above 30% utilization, you're getting an F in that category. 30% utilization. So if you had, just for the sake of numbers in my head, $1,000 limit and you have $300 out as the balance, you're getting a C. So you're not getting all of the 165 points or all of the points you can get for that card, but you're at least passing. You would want to be between 1 to 7%, and you would want that card to be reporting at $3 to $21. If it was, no, wait a minute, it's $1,000, it'd be $100 to $321. 7,000. Okay, so let's do the math. We're gonna do the math. So for a $7,000 card, you want $490 should be your maximum balance on that card in order to have an A+ in that category and to get the most points you can get for that card. $490 is the max you want to report on that card. And then, so it's $70. I said 700, it's $70. So between $70 to $490 is your target balance for that card. So if you're anywhere above that, what's 30% for that? 30% is $2,100. So if you are anywhere above $2,100 and you did your wife right and got her a beautiful ring and you're above $2,100, then that's where you're seeing that your score dropped. But the beautiful thing is, as soon as you get it to below $2,100 is your first goal, and then below $490, that's where you're going to see that your score will pop back up into the, pop back up. You'll gain those 40 points back. Shouldn't it be seasoned for years? No, it has nothing to do with years. It has to do with, to them, it's about your consistency and keeping the balance low. So no, it has nothing to do with that. You can have had that card for 20 years and you max out your balance and you're still going to see a decrease in your score. So they don't care. They don't care that you've had it for years. They like to see you be consistent over time. Just what it is. That's the credit game. It's tough. One thing you could do is you could call Kay and you can ask them for a credit line increase. That would give you some points back, because if they increase the credit line, obviously that's going to decrease your utilization. What time is it? 4:19? Yeah. So that will decrease your utilization. So call, if you've had them for a long time, call and ask for a credit line increase and say, you see what I just did? Give me a credit line increase. Yeah. Well, all right. What a great engagement, you guys. I appreciate you all for being on here tonight with me. But if there are no other questions, I'm going to jump off. And get on with my Saturday evening. And you guys have an amazing rest of your Saturday evening. I'll be back. I know my head's cut off. I'll be back because I do want to put out the part 3 as far as the behind the scenes look at, how they're coaching our data furnishers to handle disputes. So join us for that. Let's see. December, Merry Christmas, wifey. I love that. That's amazing. Better tell others. This is how I love you. Excellent content and delivery. Thanks so much. Thank you, Paula. I appreciate that. But anyway, you guys, I love you guys so much. That's why I come on here. I really, truly do. And I get energy from you guys. And I truly appreciate you. Take action. If anything, I will leave with on everything is take action. The next time we get together next week, have something that you've done to move yourself forward and move yourself to the next step. If nothing else, like for example, with William, he now knows what he needs to do. He just needs to pay that down, and his credit score is going to pop right back up. So love you, Miss Roz, and I'll be in touch with you because Miss Roz is about to do some things. Miss Rosalind. I'm sorry, Miss Rosalind. I always call you Miss Roz, but is handling her business and opening, has businesses and creating multiple streams of income. And if there's anybody that takes action, it is Miss Rosalind, and she's a motivator to me. And I hate that you weren't able to be on the call this evening, but we're going to fix that so that next time that's not an issue. So, all right. Thank you. And I enjoyed, and will be your next. Oh, awesome. I appreciate that, William. I do. All are welcome. Oh, well, you know what, Paula, as you can tell, I'm special. So my videos, I'm special, but you know what I think, and I'm going to leave on this note, I promise I'm leaving on this note because I have to go finish fixing my daughter's dress, is that we have to be ourselves. I've had people tell me, oh, you do this too much, or you use your hands too much. I had people in the beginning tell me, oh, you should do this with your background. You should do that with your background. Don't let people dim your shine. Don't let people tell you who you are supposed to be. If a person doesn't agree with and it doesn't see it, peace. In the Middle East, long life, bye. You know what I mean? But live your life, be who you are, embrace yourself and who you are. So the goofiness that I present on the channel, that's a part of who I am, my goofiness, my silliness. But am I serious about living my life and building wealth and doing what I need to do? Absolutely. But you'll have people, I had a person come to my house, my new house, and like, oh yeah, you need to do this and you need to do that. And I'm thinking, and the person don't even have a house. So you can't let people will say things to you, and they, your vision of your life and what you want, that's between you and God. That is not a conference call. So you have to just push yourself forward and not let other people pull you down, and so binge watch my video. I'm goofy, but it is who I am. So, and I can't be nobody else. So, and you be you, Paula. I love you, Miss Rosalind, William. I appreciate all of you who were here today. And I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye. When am I coming back? Really soon, because I get so much energy. Like, it's so amazing. Like, when I get off these calls, I call all my friends, I'm all laughing and happy, and I'm not getting a cent from doing it. It's because it's the exchange of positive energy. It's sharing information with one another that helps one another, and that brings my soul joy. So I'll be back really soon. Bye, Miss Rosalind. All right. Oh, wait a minute. Oh. Let's see. Show. All right, guys. I'm going to get out of here. I'll see you next time. Bye.